Hello LEGO fans, and welcome back to a new medieval and castle themed MOC that I have created. If you like this build, be sure to leave a like and a comment below, and please subscribe if you haven't already. This is my largest MOC to date. It sits at 3 feet wide and almost 6 feet long. Presenting Bunthorpe Castle. This incredibly detailed and fun build took me 4 months to build, although I did take a 2 months hiatus in the middle as I worked on other things and enjoyed the short summer we get in Canada. I'm sure this video will be quite long, so without further ado, let's dive in and take a closer look at some of the details. We will start at this end where the medieval village is located. I began building my MOC in the center where the gatehouse is, and ironically finished with the section we are starting with. I find landscaping and farmland generally the most enjoyable in this theme, so I made sure to save the last section for motivation to complete this large MOC. The back corner has a small farmhouse with a field beside it raising brick-built sheep. There is a lady farmhand here shearing the sheep, and the animal in the dock is significantly less fluffy than his friends. The container beside it is supposed to be holding the wool, however, fluff balls have been floating up in the wind and landing around. The trees behind the house are the beginnings of a large forest that expands beyond the edge of the MOC. Unfortunately, the tree closest to the house has been taken over by beehives, and this unlucky fig has been attempted to beat down the hives to get rid of the nests and perhaps even get some honey. The plan has indeed failed, and the fig is now running away, his face already covered in several large welts from the stings. To the front we see 2 more houses, land surrounded by fences. The first house is a pig farm with several happy pigs snorting around in the mud. The round house with the smoking chimney hosts a grape orchard with rows of grapevines growing beside it. A young peasant working the land has harvested a barrel of grapes on this side and is stomping them down to begin the creation of wine. He is proud of himself as he notices the gaze of the young lass next door watching him. Unbeknownst to him though, she is a wine lover and has zero interest in him. Continuing along, we have quite the booming farm with several handmaids working. The first area is filled with carrots, which are currently being harvested. The front has a pen of goats, currently waiting to be milked, as this one is here, and the back has a large pumpkin field, which has produced quite a few vegetables, but aren't quite ready for harvest yet. Sitting under the cherry blossom tree are 2 fishermen, hoping to get lucky and catch some dinner to bring home. The main path heading towards the castle has a lineup of knights returning from journey. The guards have stepped aside from the entrance to allow the knights through, although a crossbow-wielding guard on the balcony keeps his arrow ready for any intruders who may try to slip through. The gatehouse was the first thing I built for this MOC, and the intricacies of the stonework lay the groundwork for the level of detail to come. The final piece of farmland boasts a decent-sized apple orchard with a beautiful farm maid picking the ripe ones. There is also a family of chickens that roam freely here, although quite hard to catch. This fig has dressed it up as a tree in an attempt to disguise himself so he is able to sneak up on the chickens. With finishing up the farmland, we can now cross over the moat and towards the main focal point of this MOC, Bunthorpe Castle. Once you cross over the bridge, it is a very short walk to the main gate. I have fashioned this gate to be able to open and close with the use of this crank here. Above the main gate, there is a large mechanical clock which was ahead of the technology for its time. A bell ringer was always present inside the tower to ring the bells as they were not advanced enough for them to ring themselves. The back of the MOC is where the stables are located. 2 jesters are out front, practicing their art of stilt walking and juggling. However, they have spooked this horse who is working with his trainer. There is another stable boy, shifting hay in the loft to send down to the horses, but has been distracted by the jesters as well. The front here has well-manicured gardens with a large fountain sculpted from limestone. Neatly trimmed trees and flowers line the castle, and 2 lady figs are enjoying some wine out front while a 3rd jester is trying to impress them by breathing fire. The main balcony has the king, who is standing on his stage to welcome home the knights just arriving at the gatehouse. He is accompanied by his queen and a trumpeter who is playing to get everyone's attention to the king's speech. The tower rising behind the king has a large carved and painted statue of the coat of arms and is topped by another balcony where 2 more guards have their arrows at the ready to protect the king below should he be attacked while giving his speech. Towards the back, a butler is getting ready for the large feast the king is hosting for the returning knights. The king has his large throne at the head of the table, and the table is already being loaded up with lots of food and wine. The front balcony has several more knights practicing their archery and sparring with each other. Large barrels of extra weapons are here in case of the castle being attacked. I have added in some basic interiors to the castle with the princess getting ready for the upcoming feast for the knights in her bedroom. Below that we have a storage cellar with kegs no doubt filled with alcohol and a few critters hiding in the shadows. The back of the castle is quite detailed as it overlooks the wealthier part of the village. It boasts a large stained glass window that I have lit up using Lego power functions. Behind the castle is a large market area with several vendors set up selling goods. There are a variety of stalls selling different fruits and vegetables, plenty of ocean-caught seafood, bakery delectables, and even whole turkeys. This vendor in the middle is trying to impress the beautiful lady by offering his most prized flowers. While she is flattered, her husband is looking most unimpressed, glaring over from one of the seafood stands. Attached to the market area for easy access is a large dock and harbor for fishermen and international goods to arrive. A couple of rowboats are currently docked unloading supplies, although this one is looking a bit suspicious with chained boxes being lifted onto the dock. Don't worry, this boat has an honest fisherman arriving home, although he looks quite unimpressed that a starfish has made the bottom of his boat its home. The final part of this MOC is the back corner here, where the more wealthy residents live in their beautifully built townhouses. In fact, here is a well-dressed couple just outside their home, taking in the gorgeous view from the sea. I have also added in a basic watchtower in this corner, where knights keep a watchful eye out to the waters in case of any unwanted incoming ships. And that covers everything in this large MOC that I built. I hope you've enjoyed all the little details and effort I put into building this, as it took me a long time to complete. I hope to do another large MOC in the future, but plan on making some smaller ones for the time being so I can continue to create more content for you guys on this channel. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, and until next time, keep on building.